Hello, Michael Swain here after Kansas basketball 73-64 win over Missouri here inside of Allen Fieldhouse, and it's another good win for Kansas in non-conference play. And I think this is a game that I think could end up being a blueprint for a lot of teams that come into Allen Fieldhouse and have to play KU. I think Dennis Gates, the Missouri head coach, came into this game with a good game plan, and it revolved around making Kansas make shots from the perimeter. You saw it in the first half. I don't know the last time I saw two players be sagged off of that much on the perimeter like Marco Jackson and KJ Adams were at the beginning of the game. Missouri basically said Hunter Dickinson's gonna have to play around 3-4 guys for most of the game, and you saw it kind of have an impact early, right? KU's offense looked lethargic, and they weren't really able to create very much. They couldn't really drive to the rim, and their passing wasn't as crisp. And as a result, Missouri takes the lead, and they led for about 14 minutes before KU started to figure it out. And I think I look at the big moment being when Marco Jackson makes that three with the and one as being one of the big turning points. Obviously, KU had already started their run there, but KU needs to make shots from the perimeter. I think that became very, very clear in this game. Bill Self mentioned at postgame that Hunter Dickinson, this is a game where you can't say Hunter Dickinson didn't do this, didn't do that. He did not have the opportunity to be as effective as we've seen him in other games this year because of the way Missouri was guarding, because of the way Kansas plays, and the personnel that the Jayhawks have. So it's going to come down to someone like KJ Adams creating like he did in this game, where he's able to get off the short roll, create, drive into the rim, and go about it that way. Is that sustainable? We'll have to see in the long term, right? KU was able to do it last year, but that was with KJ Adams playing at the 5, and also with great shooters like Grady Dick and Jalen Wilson, who shot the ball well from 3 last year as well. This team's different, and it's different construction, and it's going to come down to KU's ability to make threes. And for me, I think the most interesting part of this game too comes in the second half, where KU is able to make free throws, which is something that I think this team has gradually shown it's been better at than maybe some recent teams that Bill Self has had, right? Not the best shooting team KU's had in a long time, but when they got to the free throw line, right, they made their free throws down the stretch, 6 of 6 in crunch time. And those are the things that it doesn't necessarily maybe add up sometimes, where guys are able to make their free throws, but they're really struggling to shoot threes. So yeah, that's an interesting aspect, but KU didn't make a 3 in the second half and is still able to hold on to that lead. And I think the encouraging parts of this game end up being the defense for KU continues to be really, really good. I think KU took advantage of the way Missouri plays and dominated on the glass. I mean, over 40 rebounds, holding Missouri under 30. It was a really, really good rebounding performance from KU. But I just look at this game top to bottom. You're going to see a lot of teams coming down Fieldhouse and make KU make shots from 3. And there will be games when Kevin McCullough is going to make 3 threes, maybe even make 4 threes every once in a while. And teams will say, okay. And if KU does that, they're going to be hard to beat, right? Because then all of a sudden you have to guard them on the perimeter. Hunter Dickinson gets a lot more space, and we know how effective he can be when he gets one-on-one matchups in the post. So I think, right, as the season has gone on, we're learning more about how this KU team is going to have to play in conference play, and it's going to be different this year, right? Because it's not going to be a true round robin. So those second-time performances against a team are going to be different because there's going to be fewer of them. So that should help KU in terms of the way they're going to play, where teams are going to have to figure it out against them early and carry it throughout the course of the game. But I think as this non-conference play has gone on, right, you're seeing the strengths of this team, mentally resilient, they're able to play really good defense, but you also see the weaknesses where the three-point shooting is just going to be something that's going to have to be watched all year. If KU makes shots, they're going to go really, really far, but it's not going to be super reliable unless someone like a Johnny Furphy and Marco Jackson or Nick Timberlake shows they can play defense for long enough and knock down those three-point shots in doing so. So overall, I think this is another game, right? Learn more about KU, what this team is, and it's a positive win for KU. Obviously now 3-0 against Missouri since this series was brought back. And now KU gets some time off, right? DeJuan Harris played 40 minutes. This team has played a lot of minutes because the bench has not been great. Well, now they get a week off. It's finals week. KU then goes to Bloomington, and then you're kind of into that Christmas period of the season where things get a little different. Guys will get more time off. But another good win for Kansas. Obviously got plenty of content up on the website. Make sure you're checking all that out. Plenty of coverage, basketball-wise, football-wise. National Signing Day is coming up. Make sure you're staying in the loop at Fog.com.